Welcome to World Building Fanatic. In this video, I am going to break down the first trailer of Brahmastra. Brahmastra is an Indian fantasy adventure film. If you don't know what I am talking about, please watch the trailer and return to this video. Although we Indians are a smart lot, currently the priority of the majority of our population is not about understanding these fantastic films. Since Brahmastra is a fantasy film, I have a fear about it. The trailer looks amazing, but it is possible that the movie might turn out to be a bad product. That's okay, but what I don't want to happen is that Brahmastra is a good movie, but people hate it because they did not understand it. That's why I am taking this initiative to explain the basics of Brahmastra in the best way possible. Brahmastra is primarily a Hindi film, so it's obvious that I must make the breakdown in Hindi. That I've done on my Hindi channel, the link to which you can find in the description of this video. The reason I am doing a breakdown in English as well is because it is possible that I am not able to properly articulate some of the fantastical concepts in Hindi. Hence, this video. Before we begin, I must make it clear that I was not a part of the making of this film. I did not read the story. Whatever I talk about this movie is based on what I learned from its trailer after countless viewings. So I could be wrong. Even then, the least this video will do is tune your mind to better understand the movie when you watch it in the theaters. Let's begin with understanding the cosmology of the Astraverse, that is, the fictional universe of Brahmastra. The title Brahmastra is made out of two words, Brahma and Astra. Everything that we sense around us, including us, together makes up the universe, aka Brahman. We call the creator of the universe Brahma. Now, Brahma could be a divine person, God, or just a pure force of nature. Irrespective of what Brahma is, creation of everything begins with a thought, an idea. The idea could be to create the primary elements, celestial bodies, or living creatures like plants and animals. Every idea exists in the form of its own unique eternal energy. From this energy comes into existence matter. All things in the universe are mortal. They are born, they live, they die. But the energy or the life force of that idea always exists. In this fictional universe called Astraverse, these different energies can be tapped into and used as a weapon by people by channeling them through specific magical objects. These weapons are called Astras. The Astras have a distinct hierarchy. Let's discuss the top tiers that are significant for this film. At the lowest position are animal-based Astras. So, the weapon that channels the energy of a bull is a Nandi Astra. The weapon that channels the energy of a snake can be called a Sarpa Astra, where Sarpa is a Hindi word for snake. Above them are the elemental Astras. One cannot channel these energies using inanimate objects. Instead, there are gifted beings who are born with the ability to control these energies. So one who can manipulate water, that is Jal Astra. Wind, that is Vayu Astra. And our protagonist, Shiva, is the one who channels the energy of fire, and hence he is the Agni Astra. These elements, Jal, Vayu and Agni, when combined, they become the entirety of the universe, that is the Brahman. Similarly, the combination of these three elemental Astras makes the Brahmastra, the ultimate weapon that controls the fate of the universe. I know it should include the fourth element, ground, along with wind, water and fire, but the trailer does not talk about it, so I won't either. In the wrong hands, Brahmastra could be used, leading to disastrous consequences. Let me tell you why. To understand that, we must understand the concept of light and darkness, which are the two sides of the same coin. Every universe is made out of nothingness, a big zero. The zero can be represented as a closed circle. Another way to represent zero mathematically is 1 minus 1. We can further break it down to represent it as a sum of +1 and -1. Here, +1 and -1 cancel each other out because they have the same magnitude but opposite charge, like the matter-antimatter pair. Let's consider matter as light, the thing that is good, and let's consider antimatter as darkness, the thing that is evil. For the universe to just be, light and darkness have to coexist. A happy world is a world made out of light. But for those who are corrupted by darkness, they seek a different world. To achieve that, the army of darkness needs the Brahmastra. To acquire that weapon, they need to find and combine the 3 pieces of Brahmastra. Each one can be obtained from an elemental Astra. Shiva is one of them. We are still not sure of the other 2. Probably Isha is the Jal Astra, but not sure. One thing we must understand is that in this case, darkness does not mean nothingness. The fight is to acquire the Brahmastra. The person who holds Brahmastra controls the world. Hence, this ultimate weapon cannot go in wrong hands. That's why there is a faction of people that wield different Astras and use their power to fight the dark forces. These people are relatively powerful than any average human being, but they are no match to the forces of the Queen of Darkness. The only hope to defeat her is Shiva, the Agni Astra, who is claimed to be the one who will decide the fate of Brahmastra. Shiva is our protagonist. Unfortunately, it is through his eyes we are introduced to and explore the Astraverse. So it is through his journey of self-discovery Shiva will first learn about his powers and then will work to make himself reach the full potential in order to fight and defeat evil. These are just the basics. There are still a few things that aren't fully understood. We'll talk more about Brahmastra in the future videos as we get more information. I might be wrong about this, but what I hope is that after watching this video, at least you will think about this while watching the movie and hopefully be able to enjoy the movie more when you eventually go to the theaters, because now you know what to expect. Thank you. Brahmastra is one of those rare, ambitious fantasy films that require a lot of money to make. So if you wish to see more similar movies, then please go watch it in theaters. Good or bad, Brahmastra will definitely be a worthy film to be experienced on the big screen.